sea lions. They are natural predators. They could pounce at any moment.
Mate, don't you worry.
Gerald,
Get off the rock! Get off the rock! You know Don't you worry about a thing.
Welcome to Durbania. I'm Durbin, and this is my spoiler-free review for Finding Dory. Yeah, I'm posting it a little bit late, but I just got back from Disneyland. Do I look burnt to a crisp? I feel burnt to a crisp. So now, got to close out that Disneyland weekend with seeing Disney and Pixar's brand new Finding Dory. I gotta say, it was a fun movie, though. They kept saying that this movie took place in Morro Bay, California, that's where they went to find Dory's parents. I've spent some extensive time in Morro Bay, California. This is Morro Bay, California. Where that movie took place, I don't really actually know. It's kind of like some fictitious world, you know, that universe where Gotham City and Metropolis exist. It was that Morro Bay. The Morro Bay that exists wherever Metropolis exists because, I don't know, notice the rock? That's Morro Bay. Anyway, point is, that aside, I really thought this movie was fun. It's really hard with sequels because a lot of times, you know, even Pixar, you know, the sequel comes out, it doesn't capture the magic of the original. Now, you heard my confession. The first time I saw the original, not my favorite. Second time I saw it, I enjoyed it a lot more. This movie, I enjoyed it a lot on the first time. I mean, seriously, in just the first few minutes of this movie, all the characters, the story, the setup, it completely engaged me. I mean, one of the first things you see is, and I'm not going to give away too much, and this is the beginning of the movie, which is the premise and plot of everything, so I don't think this is spoiling anything. But you meet Dory's parents, you meet Dory as a little baby fish, anyway. And just in the first few minutes, you just love Dory's parents. You love their whole family dynamic. You love that whole thing. And the setup was really good, the way they just captured your imagination, and then the way they took your heart and ripped it out of your chest, and then Disney and Pixar just sat there holding your beating heart like, oh yeah, we're gonna make you cry. Cry in the first 5 minutes of this movie. I didn't cry, but I felt them welling up. But that's what these movies do, right? In the first movie, we had a devastating barracuda attack, so of course we got to figure out how to separate Dory from her family, but I'm not going to go into that because that would all be spoilers. But as you go through the movie, like, it was just really well done. It was, like, hilarious in all the right places, and it was kind of sad in some places, but not like that permanent sad where the whole movie's sad and the whole movie's blue. No, the tone of this movie is fun, exciting, and happy, but it definitely has a lot of those moments where, you know, as adults we're sitting there like, oh no. Like, there's a couple moments where Dory just is lost. And, you know, she has the short-term memory issue. And it's like, that's the nemesis of this movie, is Dory's short-term memory. I mean, she is constantly racing against her memory. And as you're watching this movie, you kind of feel that. At least I felt that. I felt her racing against her memory to get things done, going, okay, I need to do A, B, and C. I mean, C, B, and A. I mean, B, A, C. What do I need to do? I mean, just the way she would race against losing her memory to get things done. Like, I mean, honestly, like, that was really well done. It was one of the things that really kept me engaged with Dory's character. Like, in this movie, just like the first movie, she was funny. Ellen did a great job voicing her. I mean, Dory was just all around a great character. And I just felt like they added so many more layers to her, as in this movie, we're really watching her fighting to do things before she forgets she needs to do things. And that just kind of added this level of intensity, but it still maintained all the fun. So, I don't know. I thought that was really well done. Marlin and Nemo actually are kind of background characters. Well, okay, that's wrong. That sounds like an extra. They're not extras. But they're kind of in the back with their own antics, trying to catch up to Dory, who's one step ahead, because, you know, it's called Finding Dory. So there they are, just trying to, you know, find where she's at and get to her to help her and be her family and all that fun stuff. But really, they are not the main characters of this one. I mean, they were the main ones of Finding Nemo. They would have to be. They were the title characters. But now Marlin and Nemo are just... It was kind of interesting to see them be such back characters to this, but they were still great. They were strong supporting characters, and there was still their whole plot where I'm rooting for them to get back to Dory. Like, I'm just like, come on! You can get to her! Come on! I mean, they had a lot of great obstacles to overcome, and once again, we get to watch Marlin learn to overcome a lot of his worry-wart issues and things like that. So there were a lot of good things between Marlin and Nemo, and a lot of cool storyline there, but they really were a backseat to Dory and what was going on. And then with Dory, we meet all kinds of great characters. The one that really stands out to me is the octopus. He's missing an arm. A septopus. Did I get that right? Hank was his name, and he was an awesome, grumpy old octopus. Septopus. Sorry, missing an arm. He's a great character, and I really loved that guy. Once again, I think this is part of Pixar's strength, is just to get you really attached to the characters. Like, they have, what I like is it's story-driven, but within the story, there's so much character stuff that it's just so good. And they're really good at just getting you to know these characters in such a short time, and then getting you to stick with these characters. And so introducing new characters like Hank, the septopus, that was fantastic. Then you have her friend Destiny, who was the whale shark. You see her in the trailer. She was actually a really great character. And then another one that I thought was really fun, I totally forget his name, which is sad because he was so great. He was just one of those, the white bulbous whale guy, and he was just, his whole gimmick was his echolocation, and they just had so much fun with that character. So we get to meet all kinds of fun new characters. We have all kinds of fun with those characters, and it's just, to me, Finding Dory was a really fun movie. So I'm going to give this movie 3.5 out of 5 stars. I know, only 3.5? Why? I don't know, because I have to think about this. There's other movies out there like Shrek, Shrek 2, Kung Fu Panda 1, and then this year, Zootopia, which just blew me out of the water. That movie was so good! So, in light of some of those other movies that really, to me, are 4- and 5-star movies, this movie, to me, didn't quite hit those levels, but that's just for me personally. I think your kids will love this movie. I think you won't be bored sitting there watching this movie with your kids, wishing you were in a different theater. You won't be in that boat. You're going to enjoy this movie with your kids. You're going to enjoy the characters. You're going to enjoy the story. You're really going to have fun with this movie. I'm just saying, compared to some of those other ones, that's kind of where I'm at with my star rating, and that's why I'm giving it 3.5 out of 5 stars. If you caught Finding Dory this weekend, how many stars would you give it? Be sure to let me know in the comments. I'm Durbin. Thanks for checking out Durbania.